Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, I was just having a look at some cards to use and I've kind of gone to a deck that I got Emily when I first got into tarot. I think they're called the Kawaii Tarot. They're very childlike. Oh, what else has dropped? I've got the Ladybird postcards. Not tarot cards, not oracle cards, just Ladybird postcards. Hi Lily. I'm getting the Kawaii Tarot. Okay. A 78 card deck of magic and cute. Let's move on to the channel. There's no point them sitting there not doing anything. Okay. Sweet days ahead. Look how cool these cards are. I don't know if they're going to be reversed. Let's just leave them. Well, I'll have a look at the bottom. What's these stars? Okay. Come on, come out to play. How long have you been like hidden away there? Long time. Over a year. Okay. Come on. What's this book like? I don't know. Final thoughts. I'm going to read this just because I've been taken to it. Final thoughts. The first few times I shuffled cards and laid them out for myself, I couldn't wait to hear all the positive news about my future. I was surprised to see in my reading my actual life. Some parts were well and good, while others were not where I wanted them to be. I saw that day after day, month after month, the theme continued. Something you will wonder when you are practicing tarot is if a particular card is bad. There is no good or bad in tarot, not really. Every part of your life is important for your journey. While the lows can genuinely feel miserable, they're very rarely everything. Your life keeps on going, and even if all your dreams come true and you're on top of the world and exactly the person you want to be, those victories will bring new challenges. Tarot can be a tool that helps you appreciate the present moment and build on it, instead of yearning for an ideal future. It offers an opportunity to live mindfully and intentionally. There is no there. All we have is here. Practicing tarot is based on trust. The cards are a way to connect to your truth and the wisdom of the universe. It matters just as much how a card feels to you as what anyone else says it means. Approach your reading with trust in your intuition, your higher power, and, most importantly, in your own power to change your story. I hope Kawaii Tarot helps you write your life story just the way you want it. Good luck. Let's do it. Okay, so we've got the death card on the bottom. Is that called a scythe? Ready to get the harvest in. Unless it's meant to like be the Grim Reaper. No. Doesn't mean it's bad. Okay, it's 11:14. So, let's have a look at these little cards. 9 of Cups. Okay. Someone's been stacking their cups like, I don't know. Looks like a tower. 9 of Cups. That's normally an independent masculine's energy. Okay? A fulfillment of his own wishes. Why does it look like it's going to tumble? It's like the fulfillment of his wishes all come tumbling down. Okay. The 6 of Swords. Moving on. That reminds me of the masculine sleeping, when I had the 4 of Swords the other day. Olive branch come to mind as well. 6 of Swords. Okay, that's the card of moving on to calmer waters. So there could be a tower here, And I want to say it's a tower to kind of shift the divine masculine into the right direction, the death card, okay, spiritual transformation, but to reap his harvest. So something's going to have to fall. The foundations that the masculine has kind of maybe built, I'm not sure, but there's a tower. What's that? What are the candy canes? Wands. They're going to be wands. 2 of wands. Partial success. I feel like this is the masculine feminine maybe coming together. Each other's hook. So this story kind of, I want to say, says there's a tower. I think it's occurred for the masculine. He's resting now. And I feel it's like before he reaches out an olive branch, okay? Realising that you're each other's hook. Well, this is like you ground each other. You anchor each other in. Okay, next. The 7 of Swords. I've got to try and think what the 7 of Swords is. What's that underneath now? Oh, I thought it was another card. It's just a reflection on the table. 7 of Swords. I can't even think what the 7 of Swords is. All I can see is, because I said that this is the resting place of the masculine, and I think this is the resting place of the feminine. And there they are. There is like a barrier in between. Oh, it shall stand your ground. Sorry. Yeah. No, that's 7 of Wands. What's the 7 of bloody Swords? Oh, dear. Okay. Maybe I should just have a look at the picture. It said to trust your intuition rather than what the card means. Deception and envy is this card. So the tower could be blocking yourself off from your anchor. Partial success. I feel like there's a deflation here on the masculine's energy. It's going to be interesting to see what the book says, although the book's rather large compared to the cards. 5 of Cups. Oh, a bit all over the place. Look, the 2 of Cups are standing quite perfectly, and then they're upside down, and then we've got 1 that's... Okay. It's like he's nearly in alignment. He's already got 2 aligned. He just needs to turn that 3rd cup over on the pile that has the 3. And then I believe like the 2 of Cups can be turned over. Okay. So it's like 1 cup here from the 9. It's going to make the 10 of Cups. Actually, if he turned that cup over, the rim of the cup would stabilise the tower more. So we've got... Well, we keep seeing the 4 of Cups. So we could take away this 1 cup and we're left with the 4 of Cups. Unhappiness. If it's not dealt with, it will lead to depression. Okay, severe unhappiness here. But all that needs to happen is this cup here needs to turn over, okay, to be in alignment. I believe this one here will, because they're kind of opposites. As soon as that's done, the 2 of Cups will be... Well, the 2 of Cups can really stay like that because that feels like coming together as one egg. Oneness. Oh, look, I'm looking at them like eggs now. Okay. Let's carry on. King of Wands in reverse. Now, that's our passionate king. Okay, so what's going on with him? Something definitely mentally. It's like he's put himself into quarantine. I'm not sure what's happened, but it can be turned around. You've got the Fool. Okay, so taking the leap of faith, but by being a fool, there's been great realisation for the divine masculine. We've got the 3 of Cups. No, the Wands. Sorry, the lollipops are Wands. The 3 of Wands, time to manifest. Look at all these lollipops here. Love heart lollipops. Okay, Three of Wands. Look at this, it's like the third energy. It's like being at a fair. So I feel the King of Wands knows that he has been a bit of a fool. Beautiful things have grown from this, some realisations, especially as he's kind of put himself into solitude. He's like protecting his area, his space. Ten of Pentacles, there's the legacy. Ding, 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 ding. They look like little buttons. Oh, that reminds me of this. I used to love buttons. And I used to have a dressing gown when I was young. Like, really young, okay? So, under 5. And it was a peach colour dressing gown. And it had ladybird buttons. And it was my favourite. Apart from I used to sit too near the fire and I used to scorch my dressing gown. And my mum would always know. I used to get shouted at from that because I was like, come back from the fire, you're going to like scorch your clothes and dressing gowns. I was cold, lived in a very cold house. It was the only fire in the bloody house, which was in the living room. It wasn't like an open fire either. It was an old gas fire. Let's carry on, the legacy. Ladybird, okay. We've got the Four of Cups here. So we've got the 5 and 4 of Cups, so keep coming out. They've actually got cups, look, they're little teacups. It's like you need to get yourself a big cup of tea. That's like 3 little cups of tea. It's like my cup. It's like about 3 little cups of tea in one. Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords is not sleeping at night. I imagine like the masculine standing there and kind of being pinned against a wall. Sorry, masculines. Let's get these, I must have these out. The party. That felt like a tea party, really. Spoke a lot about turning these cups around. Felt like this was a bit of a gathering celebration here. Lollipops. Love heart lollipops. Maybe for Valentine's Day. A big cup of love. I'm going to read these, but I want to... The party. Masculines and feminines here. Look, it's not no birthday party where it's just all boys or all girls. That's what we used to do. We used to mix a lot younger, didn't we? When we were younger, I mean, we used to mix a lot more with the opposite sex. That changes a bit in teenage years without there being some kind of, you know, apparent relationship going on if you were friends with a male. Let's have a look at this. 9 of Cups. Did we have any major arcanas? We had the Fool. Oh my, how do you... oh, okay, Cups. Even gives you a verse meanings. 9 of Cups is satisfaction, accomplishment and indulgence. Why did I feel like the Tower was falling? The 9 of Cups is the representation of emotional fulfillment and wisdom gained through a full life and hard work. More than that, the 9 of Cups is a card of relationships. People who receive the 9 of Cups in a reading usually have rich relationships in which they give plenty and receive plenty back. Okay, so this is the imbalance between the feminine, masculine, okay? There's strife between them. In an advice reading, this card can suggest that you reach out to family and friends if you need help feeling abundant. So there's this real strong urge here for the masculines to want to reach out. That's the Tower moment. Okay, he wants to be anchored in, grounded. He's not feeling grounded. Very unsettled. They may be more likely to help by providing emotional rather than financial support because of the nature of the Cups. So this isn't about providing financial support. This is about providing emotional support for one another. The Nine of Cups represents counting your blessings and living in the moment. It's a sign of satisfaction at the sensory level. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. This card encourages you to reach out and enjoy what's in front of you. Okay. They didn't put the sixth sense in there, did they? It's a bit bizarre. Oh no, we're already tapping into that. So it's tapping into all your senses. Now, Six of Swords. About moving on. Oh, I'm going to pull one of these. Now, there's a lot to handle. Here comes Mr. Postman. Nine of Cups. What's the story in Ladybird world? The great artists. Understanding his worth. The artistic, the creativeness coming through with the masculine here. He is great. And all this experience has helped him to be a masterpiece. But the tower has to tumble, so he allows himself. It's like he needs to expose himself. You got the Six of Swords. Now, I felt like he was resting with the Four of Swords the other day when I was like, shh, he's resting. I feel that's an olive branch there. Excuse me. Okay. Let's find the swords. The Six of Swords represents the beginning of relief and escape from hard times. In numerology, what song is that? It took me to Ride on Time. I don't know why. I don't think it is. Anyway, let's get back. In numerology, the number 6 stands for restoration of harmony and balance. The Suit of Swords is about thoughts and spirituality. This card usually signifies the beginning of an important exploratory journey, sometimes over water. Well, once their head's up, okay, so they feel they're sinking. It's like yesterday they were told, Divine's got you. They're going to keep you afloat, all right? They're going to keep your head above water. This journey is not complete yet. Oh, sorry, missed a bit. This card usually signifies the beginning of an important exploratory journey, sometimes over water. You may be bringing someone else. The journey is not complete yet, but you are on your way to freedom. The Six of Swords can signify a need to move forward, perhaps to recover from unwise decisions you have made. Because this is a journey of growth, you must leave something behind. Don't be afraid to let go of what's holding you to this moment. You are about to renew your life. You are headed towards a better position. Do not dwell on the negative, and remember what you have endured to get to this point. A tower. Okay. It's quite good. It's coming in perfectly, okay? And what would the ladybirds like to say? Cinderella. It's like, so now he's in search. She's gone to the ball. I feel like he's met his divine feminine. They've parted ways. All he has left is this glass slipper. Okay. So he's like searching for his Cinderella. Look how she's transformed. So he's in love. But the divine feminine, okay, might be classed as a bit of a witch. I mean, look at the fairy godmother here. She's actually a witch. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Cinderella. From rags to riches. There's a story, isn't it? Happily ever after. The Two of Wands. Partial success. Needing to anchor in each other. You feel grounded when you're together. It's definitely about reaching out. We'll read this. The Two of... Well, we're going to read all of them. I'm not sure what I've got in my mouth. Okay. The Two of Wands. Lollipops. The Two of Wands relates to the completion of a venture or project. As with all two cards, the Two of Wands is about a choice. The choice reveals that your options going forward are more or less equal. It is a fork in the road where both paths look good and end well. The caveat is the caveat. I don't know what this word means. Come on, it's a kiddies book. Wow. It's 11:31. Let me just find out what this word means. Ooh, come back.
Caveat.
Oh, you got to laugh at me. Come on. Caveat. A warning or proviso of specific stipulations, conditions or limitations. There are a number of... How do you say it?
Caveat.
Caveats. There are a number of caveats which concern the validity of the assessment results. A notice, usually in a probate, that certain actions may not be taken without informing the person who gave the notice. Whoa, okay. So this is going to be, I want to say about letting the Divine Feminine know. A notice, especially in probates, that certain actions may not be taken without informing the person who gave the notice. They need to do it together to work in. Caveat.
Caveat.
Thank you. The caveat is that you only have the energy to take one. So they said that there was a fork in the road. This card reveals that your options going forward are more or less equal. It is a fork in the road where both paths look good and end well. The caveat is that you only have the energy to take one. If you receive the Two of Wands in a reading, it is a definite sign that your time to make a choice is approaching. This card may appear after a phase of your life has been completed. You are wondering where to go from here. While you might be tearing your hair out, trying to weigh the pros and cons, the Two of Wands appears when each of your choices is equally valid. This card shows up often for new graduates who are having trouble deciding on a career path, but are assured they could accomplish anything they set their mind to. So you've got a choice here with the Divine Masculine, okay? It's got a choice here of taking two paths. And I feel that it's either love with the feminine or career, okay? And it's saying, but you've only got the energy to take one. So take the love for the feminine because you've already been told the abundance comes in. You've got the Ten of Pentacles here once you accept the love. But you only have the energy to do one. Okay. Although high in stress, the Two of Wands is a positive card. You can be sure you will be okay either way. No one else can tell you what the right choice is for you, but look to surrounding court cards for potential advisors. Geez, all we've got is the King of Wands in reverse as our potential advisor, okay? So look around for the court cards, the character cards. So, I'm going to have to listen out to what he wants to say. So no one else can tell you what the right choice is for you, but look to surrounding court cards for potential advisors. I'm going to jump straight to that and just see what the King of Wands wants to say now. Otherwise, I forget. Well, I won't, but I want it to flow in. Excuse me, got the hiccups. King of Wands reversed. Arrogance, criticism and manipulation. The reverse King of Wands signifies the same spirited energy as the King of Wands upright, but there is an imbalance. Perhaps there are high stress levels in the situation or someone has experienced a setback. It's definitely been a tower here. Something has brought out the negative side of the King of Wands, making this energy overly critical and manipulative. This negative energy may be because you have set too high standards for yourself. The ruthless pursuit of your goals has kept you from connecting with others and staying grounded. The King of Wands is a very action-orientated card as opposed to emotional or thinking. So the solution here may be to change how you act upon the world around you. Reckless. Feels like a fall because the fall comes after. So I said here he was doing something like alone, building this tower, what did I say? It's like about your wishes coming true, but it's like they're all about to come tumbling down on the masculine. Trying to manipulate the situation. Good guidance there. I want to see what the Ladybirds wants to say for the Two of Wands. Look at this. So I want to, look, it's feminine and masculine here. Like getting back to nature. I want to say, but for one, look at this. It's the transformation of both of them. It's quite beautiful, look. Seeing as there's a masculine and feminine on here. Spoke about coming together. The transformation. This is about really being able to discuss how far you've come. 1B. 1A. What was 1A? Probably dealing with that tower. It says that you have two choices. Okay, but you only have the energy for one. A or B. A, I think, was trying to really be this great artist, okay? You're putting on a bit of a show. See the King of Swords. I don't even know how that card... can you see it? You can see it here. Like the whole stack's here. And it's like left the King of Swords here. We might be due for some guidance in a minute. But first we got the Seven of Swords. I felt like there was a wall, a barrier between the masculine and feminine here. Definitely like the yin-yang, isn't it? I feel that this is the elevation. We could say the 3D for the masculine is the underworld. And we've got the middle world. We're going up to the higher world here. We're going to read it. Seven of Swords. Sword of Swords. At the back. The Seven of Swords. Oh, sorry. Theft. Let's get the word out. Like a thief in the night. Did I say that yesterday? Theft, hiding, and deception. So masculine's been hiding. The Seven of Swords is a card of deceit and betrayal. This is not in an abstract sense, but rather usually signifies a single source of frustration. It can perhaps point to a person you are close to or forced to be in proximity with. The Seven of Swords is known as the Thief card. In a reading, the Seven of Swords wants you to be on your guard, especially against those who are trying to extract information from you. On the other hand, the Seven of Swords can represent your tendency to not do everything above board. Okay. When you do something you know you shouldn't have and try to hide it, something will go wrong. It's this connection with the feminine. It's already spoke about, like you feel like you're being pushed together in close proximity, which really does scare the shit out of both of them. The energetic connection. So the love's there and the passion, but there's the deceit, as in the divine feminine's not aware. But this is now, looks like it's playing very heavily on the divine masculine's mind. Okay? On the other hand, the Seven of Swords can represent your tendency to not do everything above board. When you do something you know you shouldn't have and try to hide it, something will go wrong. Taking the best path is not always easy, but going behind people's backs will have consequences you do not want. In some cases, the Seven of Swords represents a necessity to steal. You may not be completely in the right by some definitions, but you may need to use a shrewd plan to circumvent ineffective bureaucracy. Be aware though, although you may achieve your objectives, you may end up isolated. So whatever the masculine here has been fighting for. I think trying to keep hold of like his dreams and desires that he's kind of, you know, maybe his other life. But I do feel this is about stealing each other's hearts. You might have to steal something. Let's get a postcard. British birds. So we know that there's been messages. We've got the nature here. I feel that this is the masculines also have been... It's the second book of British birds and their nests. Oh, this is the nesting stage then. But I felt first of all it's the communication from the masculines via feathers. But also this is about the nesting period. When you're about to have a baby, you really start to like nest. Okay, get ready. Masculine's been getting ready, behind the scenes. That's what's Deceit from. The feminine's not aware. Dropping feathers, there's flowers here. Little birds again working together, look, setting up home. And it's like he's helping. I love it watching the birds when they're making their nests. It's like, the one look out, then they fly off, then they come back with a twig. And it's like amazing. Working together here, well, if you remove the barrier, because now we've got the 5 of Cups. I don't know, I picked up on the eggs. So let's look what the 5 of Cups wants to say. Loss, regret and crash. A Tower. The 5 of Cups suggests an obsession over spilt milk. This card, which is represented by 5 goblets, 2 of which have fallen, appears in a reading when you have lost something due to a lot of movement. It could have been reckless actions or strategic tactics, such as a new workout routine. Either way, this card is a warning that if you only look at what you have lost, what remains in your hold goes unnoticed. As is also true with the rest of the cup cards, this feeling is purely emotional. Your situation may not really be as hopeless as it seems. Stop obsessing over what went wrong and remind yourself to value what you have. The 5 of Cups says that you may be separated, but all is never lost. Feel as if the masculine may feel it's too late. Okay, but that's because he's dwelling too much on what's happened, the Tower. Working too hard. He said about an exercise routine. You might be like just focusing too much on thinking that you're not good enough, just the way you are. And so you could be getting frustrated trying to work on that, or maybe trying to lose some weight or to get fit. And under that kind of attitude of needing to do it, you know, because you don't feel good about yourself, I don't feel you're really going to get the results. I think they want you to exercise because you enjoy exercising, not because you don't like the way that you look. Okay. So, the 5 of Cups. I've read it. Let's get a postcard. It's like, don't exercise because you think that you're fat. Okay? Exercise because you want to have a healthy lifestyle, or you want to make it part of like your daily routine, but not to do with you being fat. That's like giving up smoking. I always say to people, don't give up smoking if you're only giving up because you think that you're going to die if you don't give up, because there's a strong chance you're going to die if you give up smoking. I've seen it happen twice now. People that are giving up smoking, like for years, every day, I'm going to stop today, you're going to stop, and it's like, all that you're putting onto yourself, your own pressure. It's like, you're going to know when you want to give up smoking, you're just going to want to give up smoking. But don't do it because you think that it's going to have, like, if you don't, then you're going to, you know, get the list. Come on, I'm not going to say it out loud. Don't give up smoking if you think that, if you're only giving up smoking because you think that you're going to die if you don't. Because everyone I spoke to, when they've been diagnosed with the big C after giving up smoking, have both said to me, I wish I'd just carried on smoking. I would have been happier. Well, anyway, 5 of Cups. This one's a bit of a jumper. ABC. Baby steps. Starting again. Building blocks. The picture dictionary. Look for the signs, synchronisations. The messages that are coming through. Someone got a new car. Don't know why I said that. I just saw a car. And maybe a new home. Maybe. I'm sure I saw a key. I did. Oh, it's on the ladybird. A robin. Someone been busy over the Christmas period, maybe. Someone's been doing some nesting somewhere without telling the other one. But it's kind of like for each other. But then I feel as if the masculine's at this point, he's ready. And he's got to go for, you know, Cinderella now. Although that could come in with Sleeping Beauty, couldn't it? You cut through, you find her, she's been sleeping for 100 years, and you wake her with true love's kiss. Okay. It's the only thing that will break the spell. So they say. ABC. Take it nice and slowly, baby steps. Especially through this emotional loss here. Right, now we've got this King of Wands. We've read him, haven't we? So let's just get a postcard. It's like postcards, sending you like postcards to let you know what the deal is. The Nurse. This is why the King of Wands is in reverse. It feels as if it should have been the Divine Masculine's role to really have cared for the Divine Feminine, and he didn't. Okay, he kind of went off and put his focus elsewhere. And it's like she had to heal herself, I want to say. Because it is a feminine here. She's got a cast on her leg. People at work. The Nurse. I do feel as if the masculine could do with a dose of the Divine Feminine here. Her healing energy. Unless this is the masculine here. Okay, who's been caring for others, acting like a nurse. Maybe someone's been ill. So it's kind of put there's been a setback. So it's like there was plans in motion, there's been a setback, the Divine Masculine's taken his attention most definitely away from love and the Divine Feminine, and he's put it somewhere else. Okay, and now he feels like a fool. So I'm not sure who he's been looking after, but we've got the Fool card. Let's find out. Oh, I want to read. I want to ring. Whose neck do I want to ring? Okay, I want to read the King of Wands again. Come out with ringing someone's neck. Yesterday? Day before? The Fool. Let's have a look. Major Arcana. Novelty. So the novelty's wore off. Whatever. The sympathy call that this person was given. The Fool. Novelty, journey and trust. The Fool is who... Oh, I didn't read the King of Wands. Okay, I'm not going to then. The Fool is who we should all aspire to be. Trusting that life will catch him when he falls. He embarks on a journey with almost nothing. So it's been a bit of a big loss here. As my ears ring. The Fool is new beginnings and liberation from the past. While some may call the Fool too naive, he carries an important wisdom. Have faith in where your natural responses take you. Each card is a part of the Fool's journey. The Fool is the beginning, end and centre of the tarot all at once as card 0. Spoke about the underworld, the middle world and the upper world. The rest of the major okay, let me just reread that part because I've kind of stopped the flow. Each card is a part of the Fool's journey. The The Fool is the beginning, end and centre of the tarot, all at once, as card 0. The rest of the major arcana, cards 1 to 21, represent teachers and concepts that the Fool encounters on his journey. I don't know why my screen keeps going so dark today. Okay, like, quickly. Why is that card falling off? I'll read you in a moment. So the major arcana cards 1 to 21 represent the teachers and concepts that the Fool encounters on his journey. In learning to watch his step, the Fool evolves. With a white rose atop a silly hat, the Fool is characterised as a court jester. In medieval times, a jester was someone who was allowed to function outside the social script, could observe and make jokes. As such, the Fool represents unlimited potential, spontaneity and newness. Innocence symbolised by the white rose in the Fool's credo. If you are facing doubt, the Fool is a wonderful card to get in a spread. As pure and open-hearted as a child, the Fool reminds you to believe in yourself, no matter how unsure you may feel. Have faith and be prepared for a new adventure. You may have to leave some old things behind, whether objects or ideas, to make this journey truly a new one. What's this card? Jack and the Beanstalk. Wow. Got to climb that beanstalk, haven't you? Got giants up there. He's got a harp. Well, it's a lyre, I believe. A lyre. It's not even funny. Lyre. A small little harp. Ah, okay. It's like fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. This could be, it said about the masculine trying to be a thief, he needs to maybe, like it is justified. He does have some possessions that are his, but he might have to leave. He might have to just drop them and just go. The Fool. Got to go lightly. Got to go lightly. Tiptoe. Tiptoe through the roses. That comes in with last night's live, the last card. Apart from it talks of white roses here. We got the 3 of lollipops. 3 of wands. Lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop. Lollipop. Boom, boom, boom. Don't think I got the tune right, but hey, doesn't matter. So, 3 of wands. Peace, a waiting period and vision. The 3 of wands is a card that foretells a silent peace and joy after an achievement and the excitement over the potential of a new project. What's next? In numerology, the number 3 represents completion and harmony, while the suit of wands relates to personal development or business. Wow. Enjoy your feeling of achievement and know that something exciting is coming over the horizon. As a descendant of card 3, this is interesting, the Empress, the 3 of wands is about creation and nurturing. This card asks that you be clear about what you want to create in the future. The 3 of wands is about the big picture. Now that you are in a quiet moment, take time to think about the long view. The opportunities for your development and self-exploration are ripe. They're ripe. The harvest. There's definitely movement here. The story of flight. It's very masculine. I feel like this is travel. Just have a look what's wrote on here. BEA and G. Abri. The story of flight. Above the clouds here, where all the clouds look fluffy. I love it. I love being up there. I want to bounce on those clouds. It's just amazing. And the sky is just so beautiful, isn't it? Okay. to be above the clouds after this rest. Got Ten of Pentacles, it's a legacy, so we're seeing this today. The legacy. Fortune, family, and big money. We're playing for big money now. It's like some kind of game show. So I'm just having a bit of a... They look like rat's tails today. Hey. The Ten of Pentacles is known as the wealth card. This card is a very positive sign for your financial security. It also implies close and happy relationships with family and friends. The Ten of Pentacles in a reading may foretell an inheritance. There's almost no card besides the Ten of Cups, which we had yesterday, that is further away from loneliness than the Ten of Pentacles. This card is one of family, abundance and treasure. It feels like the good times will never run out. As a 10 card, the Ten of Pentacles is also a sign of the end of a cycle. You will begin something new soon. Okay. Thankfully, with the resources you have gained in this last life cycle. Life is plentiful at the moment. This card only asks for gratitude. Remember that not everyone has the same chances you do. Your life is a blessing. Come on in, ladybirds. What do you want to say? I'm going to have to ring that ring. Why do I want to say I have to keep ringing something? Life of Honeybee. There it is. 2 bees again. Honey. Nectar. Divine nectar. That's a beautiful life. The life of a honeybee. 4 of Cups. Let's do it. Didn't want to keep this long. Seriously, 47 minutes on some like little kiddie tarot cards and some ladybird postcards. 4 of Cups. I think Mariah Carey sang a song called Honey. Trivial loss, self-absorption, should we get the word out? Absorption, days. My belly's rumbling. Okay. The 4 of Cups is a card of dissatisfaction because at heart, this card is a contradiction. The Suit of Cards is about water. The Suit of Cups. Should we just get our words out? Okay. We still got like kind of a bit of a daze. In a bit of a daze here at the end of this reading. So the 4 of Cups is a card of dissatisfaction because at its heart, this card is a contradiction. The Suit of Cups is about water, movement and flow. The stability of the number 4 runs contrary to this theme. This card may represent apathy and boredom in you. It may also signify that you are not appreciating what life is offering. Maybe you have experienced a loss in the recent past. The 4 of Cups appears in a reading as a warning that you are being self-absorbed, caught up in your own world where the cards are always stacked against you. Yet you are unwilling to move or change the situation. This card says, wake up, say thanks for what you have before it's lost. Wow. Not so much of a bollockings day for the masculines. For one, I don't feel I'm talking directly to them. So, I think they had enough of me yesterday. Wake up. Knitting. Seriously, it just reminds me of my mum. This is the kind of stuff my mum would have knitted. Okay. Deal. Knitting. Pencil case. There's like an egg cover there. Incubation. And there's a little square. I feel like maybe the masculine wants to patch things up. I feel like these are words of wisdom from our mums. My mum was a big knitter. So much knitting she done. Okay. So, patching things up. I want to say maybe making a nice little blanket. Okay, it's about nesting. You've got you've got an egg there, a nest egg. You've got your pencil case for your pens for your studying. Wow. Bottom of the deck. So we have the the 9, the norm, the 9 of swords. Shh, belly's really rumbling. Hey, stop growling at me. We'll sort it out in a minute, okay? Anguish, worrying, and I don't even know what this word means. Looks like okay, I'm going to take it for what it means. I don't know what this word means. Rumination. I mean, seriously, does that mean we need to get a roomie card? Rumination. R-U-M-I, which is how you spell roomie, and then nation. Rumination. Not even lying. Oh, belly. Shh. The 9 of Swords is a feeling we all know. The one where we wake up in the middle of the night, worrying about our problems and failings, things we should have done or things we should not have said. We worry about the past and bring up feelings of guilt that there were none previously. When? Okay, let's go back. So we worry about the past and bring up feelings of guilt when there was none previously. In this mental distress, I don't think that word in's meant to be there. Okay. It says, in this mental distress can be very real and cause sleepless nights. The 9 of Swords, so I feel that that's like what you're in. Have a look, guys, where my thumb is here so you can see whereabouts I'm looking. It says in with a capital I and then this with a capital T. Where are we going? Oh dear, I can't do this back to front. Where are we? Come on, stop messing around. See? I don't know, where's it gone? I see big fluffy clouds. Silver lining. Okay. In this mental distress can be very real and cause sleepless nights. The 9 of Swords appears when you are at the height of your anguish. I'm itching like hell. Even if the causes are unfounded or are being seen from a skewed perspective, the pain is real and can take the form of sleeplessness, fear and depression. You may also feel alone or isolated. At times the pain feels so immense all you want to do is cry into your hands. With the 9 of Swords, the torment experienced is a result of being alone and consumed by thoughts and negative beliefs for a long time. Examine the vulnerable spots of your life carefully and constructively. Find one thing to be happy about, and that may make all the difference. Spoke so much about maybe having a look at what's in front of you, which is the Divine Feminine. And if you allow that feeling in, you know that she does make you happy, uplifts you. Knight of Swords, I will read you. The Elves and the Shoemaker. Like a thief in the night. Busy working at night time. But he's got himself some new shoes. Very funky. I like those. Lots going on behind the scenes. I felt as if the fairies, pixies, the magical realm has come to help the masculines, okay, during the night. There's a flame there, just burning, just one flame. Hammering away at it, stitching together. It's like healing yourself. But you could be working away at night, maybe on projects. I'm going to read this King of Swords. There's a bloody other one as well. It's decision time, look. The King of... Oh, sorry, it's the Knight of Swords and the 7 of Cups. I'm going to read those. We're going to get a roomie and I'm going. I wanted it to be like a half-hour reading. Knight of Swords. Haste, action and charging ahead. The Knight of Swords is a card of strong forward movement in regard to travel, which is often a theme of the suit of swords. It might signify an unexpected flight. On the other hand, it could indicate flying ideas, problems and challenges quickly appearing and you resolving them rather swiftly. That's good. That's the way to do it, as Punch would say. That's what Punch would say. Punch and Judy. That's the way to do it, okay? I've just added that in. I'm going to try not to do the accent of Punch. I love watching Punch and Judy shows. Okay. They're a bit wrong at times, but for our generation, you kind of look and go, okay, anyway. On the other hand, it could indicate flying ideas, problems and challenges quickly appearing and you solving them rather swiftly. The Knight of Swords card indicates rapidness, restlessness and just going for it. The Knight of Swords puts everything on the line for what she believes in and charges forward with no reserve to get what she wants. She has a logical way of understanding the world. In some cases, the Knight of Swords is a hint that you should find like-minded people to move forward with together. That's definitely suggesting the feminine's energy. The Knight of Swords could represent a specific person in your life with these traits, in which case you may want to hold her at arm's length away if you are an emotional type of person, such as a Pisces. The Knight of Swords is a positive person to have in your life, willing to fight for her ideals, but she is not the warmest or most caring. Interesting. I don't know who that's referring to. The Knight of Swords could represent a specific person in your life with these traits, in which case you may want to hold her at arm's length away if you are an emotional type of person, such as a Pisces. The Knight of Swords is a positive person to have in your life, willing to fight for her ideals, but she is not the warmest or most caring. I want to say she's not the most sympathetic. She's definitely empathic, okay? So you have the empathy there, but the sympathy, I don't think you're going to really get it. She's going to try and excel you, okay, out of that. And I think that that's really, the masculine here, it's like he's been crying into his hands. Like proper anguish. And that's why he's kept the feminine at arm's length. It's too much. Too much. I think the last thing that the masculine wants to do is kind of collapse and break down in the divine feminine's arms. Because it's all been a bit too much. And I don't think the feminines are really at that point where they would do that to the masculines either. There would have been a time when that's maybe all you wanted to do was fall into your divine counterpart's arms. Okay, so let's look at this decision. Because it's another bloody long reading, isn't it? Keeping me on, okay, it's all good. Seven of Cups, illusion, choice paralysis, and fantasy. The Seven of Cups is the daydream card. It appears when you feel you have many options, so many wonderful ones to choose from, that it's difficult to make a decision. But this card warns you, this card warns that this feeling is an illusion. Your flights of fancy about each option are running wild, preventing you from making a real decision. Sometimes the Seven of Cups is asking you to be more organised with your life moving forward. Though it seems boring compared to living in a dreamland, sometimes you just have to put the hours in to get to your goal. The message of this card is to not let your emotions carry you away into fantasies and daydreams. It's easy to wish for something, everyone does. Get ahead by making sure you are backing up your dreams with work and effort. As the Knight of Swords has just flung around, I'm not kidding, he just kind of went like this. I knocked it and he flung around to be reversed. I want to read this one. Flight of fancy. Okay, so this is about you need to put some effort in. There's no point living in this daydream world. And not making the divine feminine aware of it. Okay. Knight of Swords. Why are you holding me up longer? Scatteredness, recklessness and anger. The Knight of Swords reversed has an inclination towards irritability in the form of bullying or cruelty. She tends to be very ambitious, almost ruthless, but she is scatterbrained and disorganised and has no regard for the consequences of any of her actions. I get why. I asked who the person was at the end that you had to keep at arm's length. I kind of got the deal with the feminine, but I did feel a karmic energy because it said it's a she, and there's someone here who's trying to take the assets of the divine masculine. It's not a divine feminine, it's someone else. And so they're making the divine masculine's life a little bit difficult. I think it's this one here who just wants sympathy all the time, wants nursing. Okay, let's carry on reading. So the Knight of, well, let's start again, but the Knight of Swords reversed has an inclination towards irritability in the form of bullying or cruelty. I don't feel that's the feminine's energy. I didn't feel like the lack of warmth or her caring nature, but she is not the warmest or most caring. I thought, well, the feminine is. Okay, so I think we're talking about a karmic energy here. I think like he's going to get the hell out of there. She tends to be very ambitious, almost ruthless, but she is scatterbrained and disorganised and has no regard for the consequences of any of her actions. As such, the odds are stacked against a Knight of Swords reversed. If this card represents another person in your life, stay far away. If this card represents you, try to find balance by moving more slowly. It's really, you need to go towards your honeybee, towards your divine feminine, divine masculine. You need to stay away from this other manipulative person. This is what they've done, this is what they've done to you. Acting out of character. Okay, this is like manipulation. It's not a good energy. It's a knock-on effect from this feminine. I'm going to get a Rumi. Rumination. Oh. Rumi. Rumination. I love it. Okay, let's get this done. What would you like to say, Rumi? We can finish off this reading. I didn't want to get too engrossed in like readings today, but hey. Let's find us a good one. Not that they're not normally good, but okay, I'm intrigued to know what your guidance is. Oh, okay, I can feel you. Resplendent with grace. Well, we haven't really had this one, have we? Card number 24, which brings us to that 6 harmony number. I went to commitment, 31. But 26, 24. Took me to 26, and that was the card we had yesterday. Our Uza Star of Venus. Okay, so it says, I am the pure light, my son. It's like I've already read this. Let's go back to resplendent with grace. It's going to be interesting. I love reading these messages, how they bring them in. It's like I'm in awe. How divine brings it all together, including these readings. Let's see if you can... Okay, I'm going to put her there. Greetings from my heart to you who are always with me, hidden inside as the heart. You are the compass of my life. My course is your way, no matter where I go. You exist everywhere and in everything, always watching over us. My soul brightens in the darkness when I speak your name. Far beyond the body, there is an opening from my heart into yours. Through that opening, I send you secret messages, like the moonlight. I polish the mirror of my heart to be your reflection. I make my ear the receiver for the tenderness of your words. You are in the ear. You are in the mind. You are in every burning heart. What am I saying? You are I. This is my way to describe you. Wow. I feel like it's a masculine's message to the feminines. Rumi. Your divine grace clothes me in robes of sky blue and blood red, as a shimmering galaxy of compassion within the field of which no longer is excluded. The darkness of night is illuminated, and all creatures are bathed in the fine golden hue of your presence. There is only beauty beheld now, for there is nothing that is not of your artistry, of your divine hand, generous with its grace. I just feel the divine masculine can't escape the divine feminine. You're everywhere. Everywhere. It is difficult to see your magnificence. Without a mirror the size of a galaxy, how could you possibly witness all that you are? You must just catch glimpses of your truth now and then. Oh, if you could see yourself as I see you, in all your glorious fullness of being. You are swathed. You are swathed. Like when you're swaddled, really. But anyway, you are swathed in robes of grace, so light and freeing that they do not weigh you down, and yet so luscious and full that you cannot help but stir the movement of all of creation as you step this way and that. Of course, it matters not to grace whether you see or do not see, for grace simply is, without witnessing being required. Yet you might live rather differently, my beloved, should you realise you are not only worthy of grace, but actually dripping with it, saturated with divine presence, so rich it leaks out of you and causes sunlight to pool at your holy feet. Oh yes, you are resplendent in holiness and sanctity. Should you come to know this as I do, you would take each step with awe and reverence. You would decide that not a thing in your world could be classed as mundane, and decide with bold fervour that you are living in godliness and must create your world through choices that honour love. No fear, even the most stubbornly persistent, will be able to withstand the sight of your magnificent beating heart, so wild with life. In the sight of that wild heart, you would have to call all your fears close to you, soothing them with your words of love, like wild children in need of tenderness and quiet. Then when rested, you would wake them from their slumber, and they would arise as falcons, ready to soar to the height of your most daring visions. Hunting for life to feed them, they will ensure the ample grace pulsing within your heart has its chance to come to life in the world and serve love. Itch. This oracle comes to you with a message. You may be wondering if you can attain this next stage of growth in your life. You are already well equipped to do so, no matter what you might believe about the situation, circumstances, or others involved, even yourself. I'm so sorry, but I feel like my nose is being tickled. You have within your soul possession more than enough grace to see you through anything you are bold enough to envision for yourself, or for any vision you feel life has bestowed upon you. So pray, through unconditional love, to access all that you are, to be supported by those beings that love you without condition. Pray to realise that you are so drenched in sacred grace that the well of your being is full. All that is needed to nurture you onto the next step of your life path is within you now. Success is yours, but you must believe in your ability, your readiness, and your capacity to take this next phase of the journey now. How could it be otherwise? For you are one with grace. I'm not doing the sacred honour and ritual. I'm going to leave you an affirmator. What's this one in here? Peacefulness. I have a peaceful, tranquil and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it, and I can get my security deposit back. Peacefulness. I'm going to get another one. Then I'm going. Oh, it's 12:21. There's that mirror. Okay. 1, 2, 2, 1. 1, 2, 2, 1. Ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I have ever tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, Smooth Jazz and Talk Radio. Are you? Okay. Well then. Okay. Guys, have yourself a fantastic day. What day is it today? Wednesday. So it's like a midweek check-in. Okay, I'll catch up with you guys soon. Take care. Look, it was 11122 then. Okay. Take care, guys. Much love. Bye for now.